I'd like to call to order the March 27th meeting of the Shelby Township Planning Commission, and I'll ask the secretary to call the roll,
Mr.
please.
Snyder?
Here.
Mr. Meredith?
Here.
Ms. Baker?
Here.
Ms. Casali?
Yes, here.
Mr. Turner?
Here.
Mr. Rapone is absent. Mr. Larray?
Here.
Chairman Moffett, we have a quorum.
Great, thank you. Next item is approve of the agenda.
So move.
Support.
Moved and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next, approval of the minutes from the March 13th meeting.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Two items under site plan this evening. The first being site plan special land use number 22-44, Nicholas Donofrio. If the petitioner or representative, maybe a brief reminder of what we considered last time and sort of what changes have been made.
Sure. Richard Sable, 38600 Van Dyke, Suite 220, Sterling Heights.
And then anyone who speaks this evening, once you're done speaking, you need to sign in, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. If you recall, we were here two meetings ago, and we had asked for 6 variances related to the building, and a lot of that has changed after the comments and working with the planning department. So what we have here before you today is a site plan that, for the building itself, meets all of the ordinances of Shelby Township. Instead of a 3-story building, we have proposed a 2-story building, which is just under 80,000 square feet instead of the 120,000 square feet that we had originally presented. Secondly, we're meeting the parking requirements for the ordinance of 15 parking spaces. If you recall, we were looking for a variance to have from 9 parking spaces versus 15. So we got rid of that. In addition, one of the variances that we were looking for was to have side yard setbacks change. Instead, our new plan provides for meeting township ordinances for setbacks where we're 5 feet from the south end of the property and 50 feet from the north end of the property to meet with the ordinances. What we have done also, we've increased a substantial amount of landscaping around the property, both the front and the west end of the property, which is visible from the township park in the back. So we have a pond and a substantial amount of landscaping there. Now for the sides of the building, the first floor is brick all the way around the building. Secondly, 3 sides of the building are either drive-it or some combination of brick. The south side of the building on the second floor has some steel, on there, steel siding on the building. So what we're looking for is to get our site plan approved, and we're also looking for a special land use for the RV parking in the back. We meet the criteria for a special land use. This would be for RV storage. The only variance that we're looking for on this site has to do with putting a canopy above, for the storage of the RV vehicles. The township ordinance provides for 14 feet. We're looking for 18 feet, and the reason because these RV storage vehicles have to have a 4-foot clearance. So even though there may be 14 feet in height, we need that clearance in order to be able to accomplish. And I think it provides an added feature. If you look at one of the pictures that we have there are a lot of these canopies that are above. It provides a nice aesthetic picture, to the whole site where it just covers up, and it's very convenient it provides for some control over, water and elements coming onto the RV vehicles, and I think is a nice aesthetic provision there. If you have any questions, more than willing to answer any questions that you have.
Okay, thank you. To the planner, I guess then one question I have for the planner is then, but that request will go before the zoning board of appeals for approval on the 4-foot variance.
Correct.
So why don't you offer your comments, please?
Yes, based on the revised site plans, the applicant has met all the standards in the zoning ordinance. I don't have any objections to the proposed revised plan. The only thing that I wanted to mention, I know that they are proposing a white vinyl fencing for the perimeter, for the rear perimeter of the site to secure it. I don't have any objections to that type of fencing. The only thing that I would recommend is maybe going with an earth tone to
We're more
match
than willing to do that.
to match the building.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. To the board, any questions for the petitioner?
I do. I have a question for you regarding, I know there will be a fence in the back of the property, but is there any landscaping that you plan on
Yes.
doing?
Yes, we have extensive landscaping that's been provided, shows on the site plan, around the pond.
How
And so-
tall, like, as far as aesthetically, what I'm concerned about, from the back of the property?
Well, from the pond in the back of that property, I think it's 195 feet till we hit that other area, if I'm correct, Nick? 150?
Okay, if you need to speak, you need to come up to the mic, so.
Come on.
Yeah, name and address.
Nick Donofrio, I'm with Grant Saqua, and I gotta say, after 20 years of working there, I still don't know my address. I know we're on 13 Mile Road, Suite 200, in Farmington Hills. I don't know my phone number there either, other than my cell phone, but it's 156 feet to the asphalt for the RV storage, and 500-plus feet to the building itself. Now, what we've done in the back of the building, because it is two-story, we've upgraded the back of the building, so it's almost, I would say it's about 50% brick, with some brick columns going up, and then I put some drive-it material back there to blend in more colors, to make it a softer approach, more like an office building, so you can see that from the back. Then around the pond, because they had to have a maintenance road, I put in, everywhere but on the maintenance road, I put in extensive landscaping, and the type of landscaping was geared towards growth. So we get some trees back there, not just evergreens at 8 foot tall, more 2-inch caliper trees that actually would grow and leaf out and get a nice canopy going back there. Now that was to soften it up. And then we're gonna go with a 6-inch vinyl fence, like a board-on-board type vinyl fence, and that's gonna wrap all of the property for security also, for looks and for security. So we've addressed trying to make that as soft as we can coming back off of the park.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Commissioner Casale.
Thank you. Along those same lines, the screening along the west side, why did you just stop halfway? You know, it's a north-south screening, and halfway you have 3 trees, and you stop, and then you have a corner tree. Why didn't you just screen that whole?
May I get the
Sure.
plan? What were you saying again?
Why didn't you just screen the whole perimeter of the west perimeter of the pond?
It was because of the road. I had to put a road back there, a maintenance road, and that was the reason for
Oh,
that.
I don't see
Yeah,
it.
they require a maintenance road back here, and that's the best I
Oh,
could.
okay, okay.
I could fit the landscaping in.
Thank you. Sorry, I don't notice that. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Turner.
I move to to recommend approval to the Township Board for Site Plan Special Land Use Number 22-44, Nicholas D'Onofrio for Grand Saqua Acquisitions LLC, for a climate-controlled self-storage facility and an outdoor covered RV storage, 50435 Van Dyke, located on the west side of Van Dyke between 22 Mile Road and 23 Mile Road. The applicant has addressed the special land use standards, and approval is subject to the submission of 7 sets of final site plans addressing all Planning Commission, site plan, and engineering review comments, and offering a favorable recommendation to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Support.
Moved by Turner, support by LeRae. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, Commissioner Turner?
Yes.
Commissioner LeRae?
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder?
Yes.
Commissioner Meredith? Yes. Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Casale?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes.
Thank you very
Good luck.
much.
Next item, is site plan special land use number 22-013, Dave Constantine for V&D Investments. And this is a modification to something that's already been approved.
Good evening, I'm Bob Lynn with Urban Land Consultants, 8800 23 Mile Road. We're here this evening to ask for a modification. Basically what we did was downsize the building at the entrance to the development here. And I guess if there's any other objections to that, but one time we were going to put a restroom in there, et cetera, but my client Dave has his office where they're open 7 days or 5 days a week, just two blocks from there, west. So
why don't you explain briefly what do you mean by downsize the property?
well, we downsized the garage. We had an office in there at one time. We still have a two-car garage. We were going to put a restroom in there and that, so what we wanted to do was reduce the size of that footprint. We don't need all of that space. He has a couple of garage doors in there that he could store some, I don't know, lawn equipment or whatever he needs to do to maintain the site, but that's what my client wished to do, so that's why we're here this evening.
Okay, thank you. Planner?
I don't have any objections with the removal of the building. The garage facility will still be there. Just a couple of comments here from the building department and from assessing, and also the curbs for the site must meet township standards along with a certificate of zoning, fence permit, and building permit for the garage will be required. If the garage is intended to be occupied by an attendant, the toilet facilities will be required. Just a note on the plans. Also, a site plan or a split application will need to be filed for combination of the two parcels.
Is your microphone on? No. First rodeo, I know.
Pardon me?
It's your first rodeo, I know.
I know. So based on those three comments, I don't have any objections to the modifications for this site plan.
Okay, thank you. To the board, any comments or questions? Hearing none, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Larray.
I'd like to recommend approval to the Township Board for the modification of site plan land use number 22013 Dave Constantine V&D Investments for outdoor R&V and trailer storage, Lot 2, parcel number 2307-14-100-060, and Lot 3, parcel number 2307-14-100-061 of Shelby Corporate Park, south of 24 Mile Road, east of Shelby Parkway, subject to submissions of 7 sets of final site plans addressing all planning commissions, site plan, and engineering review comments.
Support.
I'm sorry, who is this more from?
Snyder.
Snyder, thank you. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. Commissioner Larray.
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder.
Yes.
Commissioner Meredith.
Yes.
Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Commissioner Casale.
Yes.
Commissioner Moore.
Yes.
Commissioner Turner.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Next item, we actually are going to act on this. It's been a while. Election of officers.
Should we wait till Anthony's back?
No, we don't need to. All we need is a quorum. So we kind of, if we waited for Anthony to get here, we may be here for a while. I'll start off, first one being so we have 3 positions of chair, vice chair, and secretary. I'll open up with taking nominations for the position of chair.
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
Mr. Turner,
nominate Gerald Moffett for chair.
is there,
A second.
it's been moved and supported. I'll accept. Is there anyone, any other nominations? Any other nominations? Third time. I need to call without any other nominations, so just by acclamation. Okay, so vote by acclamation. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, thank you. Next item, next position is a vice chair. Is there a nomination?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I
Commissioner Moore.
nominate Philip Turner for vice chairman.
Is there support?
Support?
Been moved and supported. Mr. Turner, will you accept the nomination?
Yes.
Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Hearing none, I'll entertain a vote by acclamation for Mr. Turner. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then finally, for the position of secretary, is there a nomination?
Mr. Chairman, I
Commissioner
nominate Raquel Moore for the position of secretary.
Is there support?
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Commissioner Secretary Moore, would you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do.
Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Third time? Without any, I will entertain a vote for acclamation for Raquel Moore as secretary. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Well, that was painless, other than those of us that have to serve, but, okay. I don't think we have anything, planning director's report.
I don't have anything, Chairman.
Okay, with that, one more
Move to
motion.
support, or move to adjourn, Mr. Chair.
Support.
Support.
And supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Oh, that was fast.
Remember to subscribe to the Shelby TV YouTube page and click the notification bell to get updates on all of the Shelby TV content.